Hello and welcome to the Ferret Business Podcast. I am your host, Yemmy the Ferret, aka Yemmy, and with me today is a live streamer slash let's player who plays tons of games. They range from God of War, the new God of War, to old Resident Evil games, and his YouTube channel name is Synyster TV Gaming, but he also goes by just Synyster. Hey, how are you today, man?
I'm doing wonderful, man. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Both of his Twitter and his YouTube going to be down in the description below, so make sure you check out his channel. And yeah, make sure you check him out. Man, we were talking about this a little bit before we started, but I am really I'm upset and frustrated with this whole internet thing. Like, I went from Spectrum, who was giving me 10 megabytes per second for $60, to AT&T, who's giving me 25 for $60. And I am not getting anywhere near the speeds that I'm supposed to. So there's another person out tomorrow, so hopefully this will all be sorted out. But have you had any problems with internet around where you live, or is it just like, or has it been pretty easy for you so far?
Honestly, we have Spectrum too, and they just started offering us like this 200 meg download for the same price we were paying for the 100 meg download.
Oh my gosh.
But there's so many internet troubles because, you know, Spectrum has been transferred in companies and all that strange crap. But yeah, so like 1 minute I'll be hardwired running really, really close to 200 megs, and then the next second I'll be down to like nothing.
Oh.
Smack the table.
Just getting out some of that pent-up frustration, right?
Yeah.
That's like from 200 to 0. That's pretty drastic. That's ridiculous.
And it's a pretty constant thing. Like we'll be streaming one night, and then we'll go from like right in the middle of the stream, and then it'll just be gone. Like,
wow.
No one's watching. All the comments are gone. It's crazy.
That sucks. That sucks so much. Luckily mine hasn't dropped out. It's just been like really slow. So, you know, streaming still works and all that still works. But it's just like when I'm trying to watch videos or trying to watch someone's live stream, every like 5 minutes it seems it just buffers for about 10 minutes, and then I finally can watch the stream again. It's so annoying.
Oh, I
bet. So where are you guys from? Where are you home based?
North Carolina, actually.
North Carolina. You know, I was just talking to a guy named Siphonator who lives in North Carolina too.
I actually just found his channel the other day. That's funny you said that.
So how is North Carolina? I know it's I've never been. I've been to South Carolina, but I've never actually visited or stayed in North Carolina.
It's really quite nice. We stay out in like the countryside, so it's like there's not a lot to do, but it's very nice. Now the weather here is just crazy. Like it can go from like 60 to 90 in like a matter of 10 minutes.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, because of the humidity and stuff, though, right? Because it can cause some pretty dangerous storm patterns.
Yeah, actually, it's getting ready to storm now. Pretty big one, actually.
So, have you been through hurricanes or anything like that?
I've been through a couple. Nothing too serious. Matthew was probably the worst one that I personally have been through. But before we moved to North Carolina, you know, they had pretty good ones.
Oh, well, yeah, that's one thing. Luckily, since I live in Ohio, it's not like the lake can generate a hurricane, and when hurricanes finally reach us, they're just tropical storms or less. So I've been pretty blessed with that kind of stuff. Although a tornado almost formed over my old house when I was growing up. We were in the Nowheresville, Ohio. We were in the country, and just randomly we looked up into the sky one day. It was really windy, and there was a tornado starting to form right above our house. And there was actually one pretty far away. It was across the street, and you could like see it in the distance. There was a tornado in like a grass field that was in front of our house. So, I mean, we dodged a bullet there too, I guess. But that was pretty freaky. That was like the sky was purple, and it was just like, oh. That was back when I was a kid too, and I wasn't really scared. But now I think back to it, I'm like, that could have been pretty bad.
Yeah, definitely. And I love like weather, so that's like a big thing for me. I've only ever been through one tornado, but I was asleep, so.
Oh, you were asleep. Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I missed everything.
Yeah. So the first question I have today is from Brett from Rascallions, and I think you already know what this is going to be about. And I'm going to be talking to Brett real soon on the podcast as well. But he wanted me to ask you a question, and that question is, What is your favorite Avenged Sevenfold song and why?
Actually, the song is Hail to the King. And the only reason that it's my favorite song is because I'm a huge Call of Duty Zombies player fan. And it was the intro song to Origins.
Oh,
and I love Origins. So actually, it's not really a pretty cool story, but that's my favorite.
Hey, that's cool, man. Avenged Sevenfold has done some pretty good songs for zombies. I think it was like the second or third map for the Black Ops 2 with the horror director and stuff like that. I think they did a song for that one. I'm Not Ready to Die or something like that was the bonus song. That was a pretty good jam.
That one.
So do you like the newer Avenged Sevenfold better, or do you like the older with or just the older in general, the older sound?
I'm actually kind of right in the middle. The first two albums were a lot more like hardcore screamo-ish,
right?
And then like their later albums are more not as hard, I guess. So like the middle two albums for me were perfect. Like Hail to the King album and City of Evil were both really good.
Yeah, I was more of a fan of them when they were the heavy screamo, and then I did like the more theatrical stuff that they did in their self-titled and what's it called, Nightmare. I never really got attached to the newer stuff though. I didn't think it was. I don't know. I'm not digging it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the what was it? The Stage or whatever it was called, the newest one.
I think
was
that's
pretty
it.
good, but it's not my favorite album by any means.
Are there any other bands that you enjoy listening to that are on the same level as Avenged Sevenfold?
Oh man, my list could go on forever. But some of my favorite ones are probably to say like Falling in Reverse, Avenged Sevenfold, obviously. I was a huge Disturbed fan back in the day.
Same here.
They've kind of gone downhill a little bit, but I did hear they're working on a new album, so that's pretty.
Yeah, I didn't get why their Sound of Silence song got so big, and it's just all over the radio. But like 10,000 Fists, Indestructible, those are the two albums that I like listened to a lot when I was younger. Even though I liked the Prayer album, I forget what that one's called officially. But 10,000 Fists was like that one, like that whole album I would listen to while I was mowing the lawn, and I could get through the whole album in one go.
Yeah, and my favorite was probably Indestructible. That was probably my favorite album by them.
Yeah, I love that album because one, every song kind of has that same tom crash cymbal beat from the drums, which is like, I like albums that have themes like that. And maybe it's just because he ran out of ideas, but I think that album has a nice melting feeling to it. Every song kind of goes together, whereas some of their albums are like, this song sounds good and this one is a little bit different. But I think that one was one of the best that melded together, as I said.
Definitely, I definitely have to agree with that.
Are there any bands that kind of fell out of your liking because their sound changed? I know one big one for me was Linkin Park. When I was in high school, Linkin Park was the biz, and then they changed their sound, and I was like, I can't really support this anymore. I don't like it.
Actually, the same for me. Linkin Park was a really big one in high school for me as well, and up until probably their last two albums, I couldn't get into it. It was very hard. They had a few good songs here and there, but as an album entirely, it wasn't good to me.
So do you play any instruments yourself or sing or anything like that?
No, I'm a terrible singer. But I used to play guitar, and I've actually been lately trying to teach myself how to play drums.
Ooh, nice. Funny story about that. I am a self-taught drummer myself, and all my skills come from Rock Band. I was young and I was playing Rock Band, and my uncle was like, well, I have this old drum set, do you want it? And I was like, sure. And so from there I just learned through ear and playing Rock Band. So I guess it's a pretty good teacher because it teaches you how to roll and do and simple beats and stuff like that. I was in a few bands. Okay, but I wouldn't say that I was ready to like hit the big time when I was in high school. Like I was just like, all right, I'm playing around here. But the drums are a great instrument. I mean, in terms of being able to kind of do what you want, as long as you're keeping the beat, I mean, you can do some pretty cool stuff with that.
Yeah, that's a lot what I'm learning now. Is I don't actually have like a drum set, so like I'll just kind of walk around just on stuff. I can kind of like get a rhythm going, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. I can do this.
Yeah, man. Anywhere you can start is great.
So I guess my next step would actually be to buy a drum set.
Right. Yeah, you can probably find one pretty cheap now, either from direct from a store or from Craigslist or something like that. I don't endorse Craigslist, but you know, a lot of people love it. So also we got a question from Kevin from Rapscallions, and he was on the podcast not a long time ago, but a while ago now, and he asked, and I'm not sure if he was joking or not, but he's like, and I quote, "When are you gonna get your fucking face cam?"
Sometime this week, actually.
Oh, really?
It's been a thing in the process, and it's just every time I go to do it, something either comes up, or I just don't go just because I get lazy, or I'm doing a stream or something, and I just never go get it. So I'm gonna try to shoot for it this week.
Was it a tough thing for you and your friend No DLC, right? That's his name? Or Free DLC?
Free DLC.
Free DLC.
Yes.
Was it tough for you guys to get on camera and do your channel updates and do stuff like that? Or was it a natural thing to get on the camera for you two?
And that's funny because like YouTube generally actually has helped me become more like outspoken, I guess. So getting in front of the camera now is nothing. Like I can literally just turn it on and it will just go and then do the video and then just be done.
Huh. Awesome. How did you and Free DLC meet? Have you been friends for a while, or is it recent?
Actually, we were coworkers.
Oh, okay.
We got to talking about zombies, Call of Duty Zombies one day.
A bonding point for many people.
Right? He was like, yeah, we should stream it one day. And I'm like, let's do it. And then, so he started coming over, and then we started moving from zombies to, other games, and here we are.
Is there I know Call of Duty was a big part of my, gaming career growing up. And is there a certain Call of Duty that you point to and go, yes, this is where I started getting into Call of Duty. This is where I started to love the series. Zombies is a huge thing for you, and for me, it's like, it's there. I like playing it. So would you say World at War is your like the first one you did, or are you a fan of pre-World at War?
I've actually played every Call of Duty game since it came out.
Oh, me too.
Since day one, I own every Call of Duty game. I've played every single one. Now, World at War definitely got me into like the zombies aspect because that was like the first map. But yeah, I've played every one.
Dude, I remember Call of Duty 1 on the PC, modded servers. Were you a fan of the jump servers? Did you ever play those?
I didn't. Actually, I was never played any mod servers.
Wow. Yeah, there were modded servers on United Offense, the expansion pack for it, that were like, you could use like modern weapons. There were, people modded in new guns into the game, and there's a server I used to go to a lot where it was a capture the flag it was capture the flag, and they modded it so that like, people coming in would get, greetings, and there was like a bot running in the background, and they had a whole like it was incredible for the time. It's like, whoa, man. Nowadays it's probably not as impressive, but back then it was like that was the bee's knees.
Yeah, I don't know. Just for some reason I couldn't get into the modded servers. Although I have I think it was Black Ops 2. I've kind of magically just come across them. It's they don't care about that game anymore.
Right.
So I'll get on and I'll play it every now and then, and I'll just kind of pop into one every now and then, and I'll play it here and there, but for the most part I kind of just tend to leave the lobbies.
So would you say the inspiration to start a YouTube channel came from Nazi zombies?
Definitely.
Were there any YouTubers that you were watching that you liked, or did you just start YouTube right from there?
I used to watch a few. I never really got into YouTube to watch, I guess, until, you know, recently where I've started joining like this community, I guess.
Right.
But no, I used to watch, what was his name? Mr. Raffle Waffles. I used to watch him. He'd help me through some of the Easter eggs that we've done.
Oh, nice.
And really, that was about it. Like, other than that, I would just kind of browse through YouTube, click on videos here and there, and now streaming's become a thing, so the community's definitely completely different than when I first got onto YouTube, which was years and years ago.
Yeah, same here. It's been a while since I started up my old account. This account's a little bit newer, but the old account, I was on YouTube since 2008.
Oh Lord. I think my old account was about 2000 as well.
No. Yeah, that's still pre like all of this, you know, stuff, so that's not too bad.
It's pre-Google.
Yep. Google Plus, oh boy. That was that was a weird decision, but anyways, so you have your avatar and logo and your backgrounds, are they custom made? Because I mean, your avatar is pretty freaking sweet.
No, I found it on the internet. Actually, I think I found it on an app.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty nice looking logo. Are you planning on since that is found on the internet, are you planning on getting a new one made eventually for the channel, or are you just gonna keep that until someone sends you a cease and desist order?
Honestly, I'd like to get a custom made one. Just timing is just so hard.
Right. So do you work a lot, or do you have kids, anything like that?
No kids. I am married, but yes, I work pretty much 5 to 6 days a week.
Do you still work with Free DLC, or did you change jobs?
No, yep, we're still co-workers.
And what's the line of work?
We work in a convenience store. Technically, I would be an assistant manager to basically just the owners. The owners are the only people above me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's all right. Nothing. I don't think it's going to be too permanent, but it's here now, so that helps.
So, what's the goals for the channel in the future? Any new games coming up soon? Any new improvements you're going to make besides from the webcam?
Honestly, I just got this new office that I'm working on setting up. So I'm working on getting soundproofing set up, and you know, the camera, obviously. We just invested in a better mic.
Oh,
working
nice.
on getting a better computer to actually possibly start doing some recordings instead of just streaming all the time.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So I know streaming it's definitely one of those things that's hard to do. By the time we get home at night, it's so late. There's a lot of people, you know, already going to bed. So
right, yeah, I'm in that group. I have an early bedtime.
Same most of the days.
And you recently ended the Streams with Subs series that you were doing. Would you ever plan on bringing that back, or was it just too much to handle?
Actually, it wasn't enough.
Oh, it wasn't enough.
Everyone always wanted to join our streams, and we're like, okay, you know, we started doing Streams with Subs on Fridays, and nobody would join us.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
Yeah,
it is kind of annoying when you get out there, you announce something, and then no one shows up. I can't see where that's aggravating.
We'd like to bring it back in the future. Hopefully, once we start getting, you know, bigger. But yeah, for now, we're probably just gonna put the kibosh to it.
So is Call of Duty your favorite game to stream, or is there another one that you like better?
Zombies in general. Anything zombie related. I'm a huge zombie fan, so.
Like Resident Evil, Dying Light, stuff like that?
Yes.
The new Dying Light was announced, and that is on the top of my list for sure.
I actually haven't seen the trailer for it yet, but I'm definitely down to. I need to check it out, because I'm a huge. We haven't finished Dying Light 1 yet, but we kind of just play that as a chill stream.
Yeah, Dying Light 1 was one of my favorite games the year it came out. I mean, the parkour is just so fucking awesome, and just like crafting and mauling down zombies as you're jumping over them, it's fantastic.
Yeah, that was definitely a neat concept. I love it.
So what would you want to see in a Dying Light 2? I know you haven't finished one, like you just said, but what would you want added to the second Dying Light game that maybe isn't in the first game or needs to be improved from the first game?
Let's see. Honestly, the travel time. Like, or maybe even just the maps itself. I think they're just too big for the amount of time that they give you, and then there's just too many obstacles that you can't jump over that you should be able to jump over. It just doesn't make any sense.
I hear you there. Oh man. I also want to see more of those quarantine zones, that give you lots of stuff. I feel like those could be around a little bit more and maybe a little bit more challenging too.
Yeah, definitely.
So last thing for today, I was browsing the channel and I saw that you like to go to abandoned places and get some footage in those places. That's pretty cool. I enjoy seeing abandoned stuff myself. So which place has been your favorite so far that you've visited that has been abandoned?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Hold on, some asshole is doing fireworks for some reason.
It's not 4th of July yet.
I know. They were launching fireworks last night too, and my dog was freaking out. It's like, come on, it's.
Oh Lord.
Anyways, back to the question.
I'd probably have to say, man, there's so many we've done. The Rockefeller estate was really fun, honestly. Like, there's just so much history behind that place.
What's the castle of Rogemont?
Disappointing.
Disappointing.
We heard about this place and it was called Castle of Rougemont, and it basically was an art project. It was a very small, just like tall, one of them like towers.
Oh, okay,
and
yeah.
It basically, some guy built it and he started to do painting on the inside of it and never finished it. It was a lot more disappointing. I was not happy with that one.
So, you have one video called, Abandoned Neighborhood, Is It Haunted? Do you believe in ghosts? Have you had any ghost experiences or any sightings or anything like that?
Actually, that place, the neighborhood we went to, was actually it was a very strange, eerie place. There was a lot of things that went wrong. And I've never, when we go out to like record those abandoned places, I've never had troubles recording until that neighborhood.
Oh.
My camera wouldn't work. The audio kept cutting out. I mean, I had so many difficulties with that place, and that's the only time.
Something's going on there, huh?
Yeah, it was really weird.
I haven't had any, I've had one experience with a ghost, which I think I told in the podcast with Siphonator, but other than that, I really haven't had anything, spooky or anything like that happen. But, hey, I got a long life, hopefully. Maybe something will happen.
True.
All right, well, that is all the time I have today with Synyster Gaming TV, aka Synyster. Like I said, his Twitter and YouTube links will be down below, so make sure you check him out. Lots of good content on there, lots of good streams. Is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Not much, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Not a problem. I am your host, Yemmy the Ferret, and this has been another episode of the Ferret Business Podcast.